How you doing, brother? What's your home here?
Last 4 years.
Last 4 years. Why just where you from originally?
Well, I'm Connecticut.
Connecticut. What are you doing here?
Went to Georgetown.
Oh, you went to Georgetown for 4 years. Huh?
Right.
You graduated?
Sure did.
When you leave, you stuck or something? What you still? I mean, you stand for a reason, I guess.
Yeah.
What's the reason?
I enjoyed it.
You enjoy it down here. Son of a gun. See that? See that? You a mugger or something? Are you working here?
Yes, I am.
What kind of work do you do?
I tend bar.
You tend bar. Oh yes, I know your mother had a lot of brilliant kids, didn't she? You know, I'm a little stupid. When you said you went to Georgetown for 4 years, I thought you was talking about the college. You know,
I'm waiting to go into the Air Force.
oh, so you waiting to go into the Air Force? No, I was in service 3 days. And you wouldn't mind, being in service if you had a president who was going to back you up, But remember Nixon's campaign pledge that he was elected president, he would stand for no aggressive acts from no fourth-rate power. No sooner he got in, they shot that plane out the sky, that spy plane, over there in North Korea. And Nixon been so quiet, Kind of make you think when he says fourth-rate power, he's talking about Harlem. But you look hip, and if you go into service, you could probably, don't join it, infiltrate it. Yeah. See, my man, he had the Pueblo Buka, now he was hip then. No, a lot of people say you shouldn't go at all, but if you're clever, like Buka, he was really down with his thing, I mean, and it's about time, all those nonsense captain go down with the shit. But you want to be a whale dinner for him. No, I mean, Buka's my man, Jimmy. He did the same thing I would do. Give it to him, baby. Hell, it wasn't his anyway. And a lot of congressmen and senators put him down for that when he came. We're the only country in the world that asked our heroes, why aren't you dead? And I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm stupid or something, but, this whole spy business, I don't understand. I mean, I understand countries have to spy, but I don't understand when you get caught why you got to tap the information and all that. Because, let's face it. Let's assume that all of you sitting in this room here represents North Korea, right? And I represent the Pueblo. And I'm spying off your shores, right? And what am I getting? Information that you already know about, right? So if you catch me, it's not really like I'm giving you anything, right? So I don't know. Like I say, I'm confused and mixed up. Maybe I just don't, understand. I had the same thing happen when I was in service. I don't know. Have you ever talked to anyone that's been in service? Well, when you go in, I know the Army. I don't know what the Air Force is doing, but they give you a medical record. Have you heard about it? And it lists 40 pages of nothing but diseases. Very depressing, And they just, simple, yes or no. Have you ever had? Have you ever had? Yes, yes, or no. And on the 41st page, it says others. And so I felt this was my way of beating it, So I went down the whole 40 pages of every disease, but yes. And on the 41st page, I put whooping polio twice. Now I got to beat it, right? Lieutenant looked at me and said, "You're the right type of guy we want. A captain can't be killed." And so I got out the third day though. I was discharged. What happened was I never forget. Early that morning, it was all out in the field, and the captain was talking to us. And he says, "I want you troopers to understand: if you get captured by the enemy, give them nothing but name, rank, and serial number." And 50,000 cats said, "Yeah, we understand, baby. We understand." And I guess I was kind of like Agnew. I didn't understand. Do you know that's what happened? You know that's what happened when you go to service if you get caught. supposed to get name, rank, and serial number. You also aware, my hang-up was, they have things they call dog tags, that on the dog tags it has your name, rank, and serial number on it, you know that. Which means the enemy could get that information if you was dead, right? And so they don't give you nothing to negotiate with, right? Like a little bonus for being captured alive, And so I told her, I said, Captain, I don't understand. And then, they try to, they try to badmouth you sometimes, make you feel like and it didn't work with me. He'd tell me, well, you're a traitor and all. I said, well, look, man, I would have been a traitor had I not told you. This is my third day in the Army, like, put it on my record, right? Send it to the Pentagon, put it right up on the board and read. Dick Gregory called, he's talking, right? So, the closer you put me to the front line, the closer your secrets might be. And have you been involved with military people before? Well, they very strange, and he got uptight, and he went on to say that I was un-American and all of that, And I tried to explain to him that, the first day he had said it was true. First day, I honestly tried to cheat and scheme with the medical record. And then the second day, I had to, come to grips with my conscience. And the third day, I woke up and said, yeah, man, I woke up that morning and said, red-blooded American, I'm willing to die 20 times for my country. But if I get caught, I'm talking. No, it's something about a cat pouring hot water down my back, sticking things under my fingernail, that would make me tell him things I don't even know. And so I told the captain, I said, look, so it won't be no hang-ups one way or the other. I don't want to get out of service or nothing, and I don't want to be, disrespectful to America. And all I'm saying is, if all you want me to give up if I get caught is name, rank, and serial number, then don't teach me nothing but name, rank, and serial number, and I'll be the best soldier you ever got caught. And they let me out, And now as I'm a little older and reflect back, man, it scares me to death, because I think now that, suppose they would have taken me up on that and taught me nothing but name, rank, and serial number. I can just see it now, man, going over the enemy territory, hitting the beach, and be the first one to get caught. And I can just see it now. Man, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Well, have fun. I wish I would have been elected to the presidency when I was running. Wouldn't be none of that. No, I wouldn't have ended the war in Vietnam now. Don't get me wrong. No, I would have just manipulated the laws so, people up to 75 years old could volunteer. There's some of them old fools over there. And then I also would have passed a law that anytime I needed more troops for Vietnam, I could go to all the penitentiaries in America and take out all the sex maniacs and give them some LSD and ship them to Vietnam. It'd be a heck of a war. Beat all that nonsense you've been reading about now. Pick up the front page of the paper. 2,000 Viet Cong killed, American casualties light. Which is really bugging the NAACP. I had those sex maniacs over there. You pick up the paper one day and headline, 27 Viet Cong and 95 trees attacked. And you know that would end the war? Yeah, when them plant lovers found out about them trees. We really living in an insane society. Now, when you stop and think, nobody cares about some mother's son being killed, but don't molest the tree. It's what. And I tell you how to beat the whole thing. I mean, if you knew you wouldn't get drafted, you would join the Air Force, right? All right, let me tell you how to do it now. They watching, they all right. But the CIA, I don't mind the CIA, it's the FBI. The CIA, it's like, you can always spot them cats, I mean, because, they go to college and, and they don't get no smart cats because IBM gets all of them. And it take a dumb, simple cat to want to grow up, finish college, and be a spy. That's like wanting to be the Lone Ranger. Yes, I'll volunteer for the Lone Ranger. Give me a Tonto, But if you really, really want to be cool, now it takes a lot of nerve. Got to have faith, Listen to me and believe in what I say. Cool it and wait for them to draft you. Right? Go down to the induction center. They give you an application to fill out. When you get to the little section that says occupation, don't write bartender. Put murderer. Get to that? You see, we got such dumb, stupid laws in this country, we would never, by law, permit a murderer to be drafted into the army and go to Vietnam to kill Viet Cong. You have to be nonviolent. Then we draft you into the army and teach you how to kill. How about you? Where are you from? Washington. Live here. What'd you do this summer? You have fun? Worked. Did you go on vacation?
No, I teach.
I can't hear you.
I teach.
Oh, you teach? You teach straight through the summer?
Yeah.
You teaching Mugging 101? You mean you teach in a school?
Yeah.
Here. Have you gone out on strike yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Ah, that's groovy, man. Everybody go out on strike. Yeah, you'll be in trouble in this town if the cops decide to strike. You know, if the cops went on strike in Chicago, our crime rate would drop 50%. And one thing about Chicago, we got the best police money can buy. And some judges too. I mean, you know, cops in Chicago, I mean, they just pull some low down things, you know. No. I know a cop in Chicago that steals tombstones. Yeah, he's walking down the street one day and can't say, I got a nice barn for you, your name is Smith. Well, I see Nixon's back in town. I sure was glad he came on back. But I really want to talk to him. So if any of y'all work over there at the big house, if you see him, tell him he sure kind of upset me with that Howard Johnson cabinet he picked. That cabinet do look like the board of directors of Howard Johnson. All 27 flavors. Used to be 28, but they didn't drop chocolate. And he really went way out when he picked, what's the cat's name, Hainsworth for the Supreme Court. That was like, you know, I mean, pick anybody he want to pick, I guess. You know, we stop and think about it. But I mean, if he picks many more cats for the Supreme Court like Hainsworth, them cats can get rid of them black robes and get them some sheets, basically. But you know, a lot of people, you know, have, you know, various feelings about Nixon. I tell you, the only time Nixon really worried me is when he and his wife left the country, you know, the day the astronauts got back. Now, you laugh if you want, but, you know, that scared me because anytime the president and his wife leave, I figure they might know something. And I guess the thing that upset me the most is the fact that, you know, when Nixon leaves the country, that makes Agnew the #1 cat in charge. You think about that on his next trip. Yeah? Well, I was so scared, I sent a letter to the astronauts in quarantine and asked them to pray for us. No, I mean, Agnew just reminds me of the type of cat that would make a crank call to the Russians on the hotline. And you know, let me tell you something about Nixon's last trip. I didn't realize, you know, how clever Nixon was till that night. You know, this Nixon left the country the first day the astronauts got back, right? Met him on the boat, you know. And you know when he got back here? The day they found out the moon dust wasn't contaminated. Now, is that here? Yeah. Because I dug. Did any of you see the moon shot? I know you did. You watch it? Where'd you watch it? Home? Did you really, could you feel how big that was, you know, man landing, touching them? I watched it on the Indian reservation with my friends, you know, and I really had a ball looking at it with the Indians, especially when they dropped that little plaque that said, "We come in peace." Tell that to the Indians, baby. But I don't know, I was touched, you know. Matter of fact, I was so touched when Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon. I went to the telephone and I called NASA headquarters in Houston, and and spoke with Tom Payne. I said, Dick Gregory, baby, I just want to congratulate you, but I can't help but ask you, how come we haven't got some black astronauts? And you laugh if you want, but that phone call really educated me because I found out we had some black astronauts. Did you know that? I'm sure some of you folks know it. Yeah. We got 30 black astronauts. Yeah. And I said, well, when are you planning on using them? He said, when we make that first rocket space flight to the sun. And them black cats go all the way up there and get back. But mark my word, the first time we go up and come back, they're gonna make us go through customs, baby. I don't know, when you stop and think about it, did you think they was gonna find somebody up there? I had little signals to know. I had one signal that know if they found somebody, you know, how they would react. And then I had another signal in the back of my head that if they found some black folks, how they would react. Okay. See, if they had found some black cats up there, they never would have told you down here. No, they wouldn't. Oh, no, man, it would have scared the heck out of you folks. Right? But you know how you would have known if they found some black cats up on the moon? The second space rocket to the moon would have been loaded with preachers, Bibles, and watermelons. Yeah, I don't know, man. It kind of left me cold, though, you know, because I was thinking, you know, not the accomplishment. I think it was a great accomplishment when we think that 3 guys that maneuvered all the way through the Earth's atmosphere, the radiation, went through all of those dangerous things, landed on the moon safely, spent some time there, got back into the ship, blasted off, and came back with no problems. But you know, them 3 cats couldn't get together tonight and move a black family into the suburban areas of many places in this country without having some problems. And that kind of like, you know, kind of like makes you kind of wonder, are we really going as far and as fast as a lot of folks think we are? And I thought the telephone call that the president made was very, very touching. I thought they was going to let Agnew make it first. I can just see Agnew now. How y'all doing up there? Say, well, good luck, and what would you do if your rocket wouldn't fire? And I tell you what was really kind of strange, and I don't know if I'm saying strange or weird or what, was like, those cats had landed on the moon 5 minutes. Dropped a plaque, we come in peace, and in 5 minutes time, yeah? Never been there, nobody's ever been there before, that we know of. 5 minutes time, they decide there's no people up there. Now, wait a minute, I mean, just face it, you white folks been living here in America with us for 360 years, you don't know how many of us it is. So how you gonna check that scene out up there in 5 minutes? Now, you know, a lot of people run around talking about black folks in America is 10%. Who counts us? You know, go to Census Bureau and ask them who counts us. It's scared as white folks ought to come in our neighborhood. Yeah, you're laughing now, but you might find out that you are the minority. I can just see them now. 2 white census takers say, look, we can't go in there. It's dangerous. We'll catch something. So we got to count them, so let's just guess at it. They won't know. What about that old raggedy house over there? How many do you think's in there? 5. Hell, it was more than that in the toilet. Dig it, they've been on the moon 5 minutes, and they decide, there's nobody up here, right? We come in peace. Shoot the laser beam. Suppose there would have been somebody there. I mean, let's reverse it now. Some cats from the moon came down here, right? With all intentions of coming in peace, right? And they landed in the desert in Arizona, right? At the same site where the Shriners had just finished having a picnic. And right around the corner from that, about 100 yards, the Army had just finished a month before having germ war maneuvers. And a little bit around from that, the Ku Klux Klan had a rally, right? Now imagine the moon folks landing in the desert Moon to Earth, Moon to Earth. What'd you find? He said, it's kind of soft down here. We can't do our original kangaroo steps. We got to walk pigeon-toed and slew-footed. Say, well, it look like it's anybody there? Say, not from what we're looking at now, we don't think anything could survive here. Okay, drop your plaque. Okay, we come in peace. Okay, shoot the laser beams right through New York. Yeah, you know. Wipe out a whole city, man. I'm talking about we come in peace, right? Because you didn't check the situation out right. Now dig it. They say, well, what do the earth crust look like, right? And you look at that beer can, right? From the Shriners picnic, right? So, well, we'll put a piece of it in the sack, right? Right? But they don't know. See, ignorance is beautiful, damn, you know. And they reach back and get that old empty fifth bottle, right? And say, here's another piece. Look, see right through it, right? Put it in the sack, right? Then they walk around the side and they pick up one of them empty germ warfare gas canisters, right? And throw that in the sack, and on the way back they spot one of them Ku Klux Klan membership cards that dropped out one of them cats' pocket and put that in the sack, right? And blast off. And land on the moon. And their big moon parades. Yeah, and one day they make 3 craters for their parades, right? And then the scientists take over, right? And what do? They take all of what they think is the Earth's crust, right? Take the beer can out, crush it up. And the cats really think they got Earth dust. And they crush up the empty fifth bottle, germ warfare canister, crush it up. And they crush up the Ku Klux Klan membership card, right? And they say, tomorrow we'll know if the earth is contaminated. And they feed it to a black mouse. And they kill it, right? And they walking around right now believing that the earth is contaminated and definitely assured that no human beings could live on this earth. And you know they're darn near be right. You stop and think, we have killed 90 million people since 1900 in wars. They wouldn't be too far off, right?